On Tuesday, state lawmakers head back to Springfield for the start of what's shaping up to be a jam-packed veto session. Governor J.B. Pritzker says lawmakers are talking about what they might be able to do to push back against President Trump's continued immigration enforcement in Chicago and the suburbs. Plus, a new report shows the state is already about $267 million short for the coming budget year. And transit agencies, Mayor Brandon Johnson, Chicago Bears, they're all looking for financial help before the year is out.
And I'm joined now by the Speaker of the Illinois House, Emanuel Chris Welch. Mr. Speaker, thanks for being with me. Good morning to you. I want to start with the ICE situation continuing in the Chicagoland area and in the state. Governor Pritzker says that conversations are happening among lawmakers right now about what you all can do to protect immigrants in Illinois as ICE continues enforcement. What specifics can you get us beyond setting up a bed in a courthouse waiting for the next hearing?
Oh, good morning, Paul, and thank you for always having me on your show. I really appreciate it. You know, I wake up every day saying, thank God we live in Illinois. And, you know, we're have the ability to fight back, and we're fighting back. We have a governor, an attorney general, and a legislature that's willing to push back against this tyranny that we're seeing. Thank God the courts have pushed back on this unconstitutional behavior. Thankful for the orders from 4 federal court judges this past week that showed what ICE has been doing and the president and his administration have been doing. It's been unconstitutional. But still, states have rights. And so we're looking at what can be done further on top of the Trust Act. Can the Trust Act be strengthened? What can we do to stop ICE from going into courthouses or on property around courthouses? What can we do to get them to stop going into hospitals? We saw last week that horrible scene where Alderman Fuentes, my good friend, was handcuffed in a hospital for asking if they had a warrant. You know, those are some situations we have our teams researching to see if there's something in state law that we can do that has some teeth that can prevent that type of behavior from happening.
No question, it's a challenge for you. I want to turn to the budget, though, with you because you're about to go back in Springfield and craft budget work in the veto session. And obviously, the governor's been warning about cuts that are coming from the White House and from Congress. It's blowing quite the big hole in the state budget. He's asked agencies to cut back as they can. On Thursday, a new budget forecast said there's already predicted to be a $267 million deficit ahead. What contingency plans are you looking at?
Yeah, there's some things that we're going to talk to the caucus about when we return on Tuesday for our first week of the veto session. I've been briefed by the governor's administration. HR 1, the big BS bill that was passed in July, has certainly blown a hole in the budget that we passed in May. And one of the things that we are looking at that we're going to talk to our caucus about is decoupling from some federal laws. We believe we can mitigate the damage by decoupling, and it's something that we want to present to the caucus and show them what areas we would decouple in, and certainly if we can build a consensus around that, it's something that we would like to get done in the veto session.
Transit funding remains on your agenda, one of the biggest items. It's been on the agenda for over a year now, with the transit fiscal cliff approaching. RTA now actually saying finances looking better for next year, but the shortfall will balloon again in years to come. So I know the Senate had a previous plan that included a controversial delivery fee. It got stalled in the House back in May. What revenue are you looking at now?
Well, first of all, we were always saying we needed reforms first. And so we took our time. And because we took our time, new information continues to come to light. And the fiscal cliff isn't so dire as RTA was saying in May when they were running commercials and having folks call their legislators. Those numbers have changed considerably. We've always said the responsible thing to do was force the reform conversation first and then have the revenue conversation. We're going to present some revenue ideas to our caucus this coming week when we return to veto session. And then we're going to, survey them. So what the actual revenues are, I don't know today, because I would love to get that feedback from our caucus. We're going to go through a whole host of them with the caucus and see, here's the reforms, how do we pay for it? And here's some possible ways to do it. I want to get the caucus's guidance on that.
Well, let me ask you, viewers who are watching us are saying, yeah, all that's fine. But the bottom line is, am I going to be experiencing service cuts? So will there be, in your view, a bill on the governor's desk by the end of veto session to ensure they won't experience that?
Well, I don't believe they're going to experience service cuts anytime soon, regardless of what we do here in the veto session, because the fiscal cliff has already been pushed off to summer of next year. But certainly, we don't want cuts to our transit agencies. We want trains to continue to run on time, buses to run on time, people to have the ability to get to work in what's already a tough economy. We want to be able to keep our trains and buses. We're going to do the best we can. It's my hope that we can get something done. And we're going to talk to our caucus about it.
Mayor Brandon Johnson getting ready to unveil his budget plans this coming week ahead. He talks about relying on the wealthy to fix the budget problems here and to Springfield. You have said in the past that you think the wealthy ought to do perhaps more of their share. Is the legislature going to move forward at all to help the mayor with Chicago?
Well, listen, Chicago is the economic engine of the state. We have to always find ways to partner with the mayor and the city of Chicago, for their benefit and for ours. They're the best big city in America for the 9th year in a row. And we want it to happen for a 10th year in a row next year. And we got to find ways to continue to help the city. What those ways are, I don't know. We have to talk with the Senate and the governor's office to continue to find ways. But I have said that I do believe the wealthy should pay more. And we've asked the voters in an advisory referendum twice whether they would approve of a 3% surcharge on millionaires. That's a popular item with Illinois voters. It's something that I want to continue to throw out there because the voters have already spoken on that twice, including November of 24.
But I want to ask you about redistricting because Vice President Vance he's looking at Indiana. He's pressuring Republicans over there to make some moves. You in the past have said there aren't any discussions here. But actually, I've been told that there are maps circulating. Has the urgency changed on the notion of redistricting here?
Well, I certainly haven't seen any maps. If there's maps circulating, they haven't crossed my desk. I would think the Speaker of the House would be aware if there's maps out there. I will tell you, Republicans are hell bent on cheating. They know their policies are hurting people. Grocery prices are at record highs. Inflation is up. People are giving their pets back to stores and rescue shelters because they can't afford to take care of their pets. And Republicans know that they're going to be in trouble, so they're cheating all across the country. I do think it's important that we keep every option on the table because we have to be able to protect our democracy. And you don't want to take that off the table if that's going to be a step to help protect our democracy.
Just quickly got to touch on the Chicago Bears, the governor who's been very resistant to assisting the Bears financially, but he seems to be more open to this pilot program, the notion of let us pay a set tax and not necessarily deal with this whole taxing system per se. We'll pay a fee. Have you heard anything going into the veto session about how that's looking for the Bears?
I have not gotten an update. I know the last couple of weeks, the Bears were having conversations with Chicago legislators. I haven't gotten any update on those conversations. I don't know if the support is there to do anything Chicago Bears related specifically, but certainly as we return to veto session, there's going to be a lot of talk about a lot of things, and we'll go in with our ears wide open and available for conversations.
And you got 6 days to get it all done, so we'll talk about that afterwards, see how it goes. What gets sent into the new session in January. Mr. Speaker, thank you so much for your time today. Have a good Sunday. Appreciate it.
Paul, thank you. You're the best.
And still to come this half hour, President Trump's Middle East peace deal moves forward. What's in store as he heads overseas this week? Stay with us.